Now, remember when President Obama defended his Iran nuclear deal, in which the U.S. eased back on sanctions on Iran in exchange for Iran giving up nuclear weapons. President Obama said if Iran cheats, we'll know it. Watch.
International inspectors will have unprecedented access. If Iran cheats, the world will know it. If we see something suspicious, we will inspect it. If Iran violates the deal, sanctions can be snapped back into place.
All right, let's bring in former U.S. ambassador to the UN, John Bolton. He will straighten this all out. I mean, Israel believes Iran is cheating on the agreement. There's destabilization in Syria and Lebanon by Iran. What can we do now?
Well, let's just take the deal. I mean, there's so much we don't know about activity in Iran that for President Obama to say that, really, he had to be consciously deceiving the American people. We know that we never got a baseline description of Iran's nuclear military-related activities. They said we never had a military program when everybody else in the rest of the world believes that they did. So the idea that we've got enhanced inspection internationally is totally false. And because our intelligence inside Iran is, I'll put it this way, far from perfect, there's every reason to think that they're either violating it in locations we don't know about inside Iran, or quite likely in North Korea, another place our intelligence is not great. Look, the premise of this deal was that when we show the Ayatollahs that the United States doesn't have hostile intent, they'll give up their nuclear weapons program, they'll behave like a normal nation. None of that has come true.
Well, now, Ambassador, to your point, to President Obama's assertion that sanctions can be snapped back on Iran, because now you have Syria crushing a mostly Sunni-led rebellion. And as it does that, it looks like the shift is now, the focus is now full bore on Israel. I mean, Syria is an important part of Iran and Hezbollah, and now with Russia in the back there, it's part of their resistance axis. So what about these sanctions being snapped back?
Yeah, well, that isn't going to happen because the Europeans have fallen for the Iranian trap, which is to get enmeshed in economic trade and investment deals to make it unfeasible for the Europeans to get themselves out. That's why I think the only step that's the president can take is to get out of the deal, create a new reality, and force the Europeans to recognize it.
Ambassador, are you concerned about a hot war breaking out? Because new satellite images reportedly reveal Iranian military bases, we've seen this in the past, now outside Damascus in Syria, could house missiles capable of striking Israel. There's talk of Iran building weapons factories in Lebanon and Syria as well. Your reaction?
Sure. I think Iran is stepping up its presence in Syria. Let's be clear, there's a de facto Russia-Iran alliance to keep the Assad regime in power. But, you know, the Iranians have also given Hezbollah over the years thousands of missiles that can hit Israel, some of them believed to be big enough to accommodate a nuclear warhead if Iran either developed it itself or, just as likely, bought it from North Korea when North Korea gets that capability. So by defeating the ISIS territorial caliphate, Iran has prepared for the next war. Frankly, our strategy to defeat ISIS tied into their strategy. We've facilitated it unknowingly, of course, but that's the problem. And so I think Iran's position across the Middle East today is stronger than it's ever been.
Is Netanyahu saying to the president, we're going to bomb those bases that Iran is building in Syria? Could he be saying that? We're just giving you a heads up, we're going to do it.
Oh, look, I think it's clear, and I think in their private conversations he's made it even clearer. The Israelis are not going to tolerate that kind of presence there. It will put to the test Russian tolerance for Israeli behavior. We should back Israel.
Let's get to the anti-migrant wave in Italy. The election ending in a hung parliament today. Italy, the next European country to fall to a populist anti-migrant wave, delivering huge victories to the far-right populist parties. We're talking former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. He's leading the charge against mainstream parties with a new tough-on-immigration stance. Markets watch Italy. Italy is the third largest issuer of government debt in the world after the U.S. and Japan. It is embroiled in a slow-burning economic crisis. Italy has had 66 different governments in the last 72 years. Ambassador, what's your take on the populist anti-migrant vote in Italy?
Well, it's a stunning repudiation of most of the establishment parties. the left coalition is only going to get, it looks like, between 22 and 23% of the total vote. The Socialist Party will fall below 20% for the first time in living memory. So I think what this shows is massive dissatisfaction with the European Union's economic policies, with control from Brussels, decisions on immigration that have affected Italy in particular, given its geographic location. And I think it shows the problems of the European Union and establishment parties around the Union generally are far greater than just Brexit.
You know, let's turn to Venezuela. This is right on our back doorstep. Venezuela rejecting President Trump's renewal of Obama's executive order. It basically says Venezuela is an extraordinary threat to U.S. national security. Of course, Venezuela is going to do that. Will the Trump White House impose sanctions on Venezuela's oil industry deeper than there is now?
Well, I think there's every possibility of that. And I think, look, the United States ought to be working with the Venezuelan opposition, center, right, and left, to find an end to the Maduro government. It is a threat to peace and security in the Western Hemisphere. The Russians are taking advantage of it. The Iranians are taking advantage of it. The Cubans all but run considerable parts of the Maduro government. And I think this is something that's caused a lot of concern across Latin America. We may be the only ones that can, from the outside, that can do anything about it. But I think with a little effective diplomacy in Latin America, we'd have a lot of support to help the Venezuelan opposition.
Thank you, Ambassador. Good to see you. Come back soon.
Glad to be with you.